Okay, we're going to have a look now at the first verse to Money for Nothing, and it goes something like this. Okay, so we're starting off here with a harmonic on the 5th fret of the D string. We're going to play the open D and G together, and then we've got a couple of percussive mutes. Okay, then we have... So what we're doing here is we're playing the open D and G. We're then going to play the 3rd fret of the D and G, and then open it back up again. Kind of similar in this bar, starting off with a mute, open D and G, the 3rd, and then the open twice. Okay, we're then going to slide from the 1st fret A, 3rd fret D, slide up 2 frets, restrike, then we have the 3rd fret D and G, open D and G. Okay, so far we have... Okay, we're then going to have the percussive mute again, and again open D and G, again, then the 3rd, then open. So, okay, then here we're going to play the open D string, followed by the open D and G twice, open D string again, open D and G, 3rd fret D, open D and G. Okay, then in the next bar we have the open D again, the 3rd fret D, open D and G 3 times, then the 3rd fret D, and then the open D. We then get, which is going to be the 3rd fret of the D, followed by the 3rd fret of the G. We then have the 5th fret of the A string, and then the 5th fret of the D string. Okay, so the whole of that line. Okay, so I'll just put those 2 lines together for you. Okay, the next section then is basically a variation on the main riff. It goes like this. Okay, so there we've got either a harmonic or a percussive mute sound, whichever you prefer. I think it's probably done as a mute on that one. Then we've got the G power chord. So 5th fret of the D, 7th fret of the G. Play that 2 times. The C power chord, 5th fret of the D, 5th fret of the G. Back to the G power chord. Then, as we did before, bringing this 2nd finger to play the 6th fret of the B string, along with the 5th fret of the G. We've then got the 5th fret of the D string on its own, then the G power chord, the C power chord twice, down to the B flat power chord, 3rd fret D and G, then the open D and G. So those 2 bars. Okay, then we have percussive mute sound again, open D and G. It sounds to me on the record like it's just the 3rd fret here of the D string along with the 2 open strings. So D, 3rd fret D, open D. Then we have, okay, so this is the 1st fret of the A, 3rd fret of the D. We're going to move that up this time rather than sliding it and play it 2 frets higher. So we've now got 3 on the A, 5 on the D. Then we play 5 on the D and the G, down to 3 on the D and the G, and then the open D and G. Okay, so I'll put that line together slowly. Okay, we're then going to play a harmonic on the 5th fret again. This time I'm fairly certain it actually is the harmonic on the 5th fret of the D. Then we've got the G power chord 2 times, the C power chord, then the G power chord again 2 times. So we've then got the, it sounds to me like here, instead of striking the D string, you get the 7th fret of the G string, and then the 8th fret of the B. So that'll give you, okay, and then we're going to pull off the 3rd finger, the 7th fret of the G to the 5th. So you're playing that along with the 5th fret of the D. And do the pull off down to the 3rd fret D and G, and then open D and G. Okay, so I put those 2 bars together. Okay, the next thing we have then is, so this sounds like you can hear, I'm fairly certain I can hear this low G note on the low E. So that's done along with the open D, and then you play the open D and G together. And then you're going to have the open D and G again, then you're going to pull off the 3rd fret to open, so again on the D and the G. So that'll give you, okay, we're then going to get the 3rd fret of the G on its own. We're then going to pull off the 2nd fret of the G to open. We're going to have the 3rd fret of the D string, okay, and then the open D and G together 4 times. So I put those 2 bars together. Okay, and now put that whole line together. Okay, so that completes the first verse. So I will just put all of that together for you then. Okay, so now we come to the chorus section then, which will sound like this. Okay, so we're starting this then with an E flat power chord, which is going to be the 1st fret of the D and the 3rd fret of the G. We're going to go, that's 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, we then go to the B flat power chord, so 1st fret A, 3rd fret D. We're going to go, okay, so this is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. and then we're going to have the open D and G together. Sorry, the open A and D together. Back to the E flat now. And this one is 1 and 2 and 2 and 4 and. So just missing out beat 4. Okay, now up to an F5, so 3rd fret D, 5th fret G. Same rhythm as the previous bar. But instead of the end there, you're going to play the open D and G together. So it's 1 and 2 and 2 and 4 and. Okay, so that whole line. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we come to yet another variation on the riff, which is going to be this. Okay, so we've got the G power chord, 5th fret D, 7th fret G. Play that 2 times. Then we have the C power chord on the 5th fret of the D and the G. Back to the G power chord. And then we're going to play the 2nd finger on the 6th fret of the B along with the 5th fret of the G. So that'll give you... Okay, we're then going to go back to our G power chord and play it 4 times. We then have the C power chord, then the open D and G. And then to finish this bar, we're just going to bring in the 5th fret of the D. Okay, we then have the C power chord again. Okay, so this is 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, we then have a D power chord. So this is the 5th fret of the A, 7th fret of the D and the G. We're going to play on 1 and 2, 3 and then the and after 4, we're going to have an open A. We're then going to move to an E power chord, and we're just going to play on the beat. So this is the 7th fret of the A, 9th fret of the D and G. Okay, and then we're going to pick up the pace, play on the ands as well. Okay, so I'll put the whole of the chorus together now for you. So it goes like this. Okay, a bit slower. Okay, then the second verse then sounds like this. Okay, so what we've got here then is, again, played entirely, I think, except for the slide, entirely on the D and the G strings. So we're starting with the open together, and then we go open, 3 open, so. Okay, we then have, so this is open twice. We're then going to add the the 3rd fret of the G along with the open D. We then have the open D and G again. This 3rd fret on the G again. We are playing those together. Then we're going to play the open D along with the 2nd fret of the G. And we're going to pull that off. And then we have the open D and G again. So that bar is. Okay, we then have. Okay, so this is open D and G twice. then 3rd fret of the D on its own, open D and G again twice, 3rd fret of the D on its own again, then open D and G twice more. So, okay, we're then going to do the slide. So this is 1st fret A, 3rd fret D and G. Slide it up 2 frets, and then restrike. Okay, so I'll put that line together for you. Okay, we then have the open D and G again. We're going to get twice, again, then open 3 open. Okay, then open twice more. Then the 3rd fret, again both strings here. Then we're going to play the open D. Then we're going to pull off the 3rd fret of both the D and the G to the 2nd fret of the D and the G. And then open those up. We then have the open D and G again. 3rd fret D, open G and G 2 more times. And then the 3rd fret D, and then the open D. We're then going to pull off 3 to 2 on the D and the G again. Then open it up 3 times. Then 3 on the D and the G. And then open 2 more times. Okay, so I'll put both of those lines together then, because that's the entirety of this verse. It's a bit shorter than the first one. Okay, so. Okay, and then we come to the second chorus, which sounds like this. Okay, so very similar to before, starting here on the 1st fret of the D, 3rd fret of the G, and we're going to get, this time it's 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Okay, then moving that whole thing up, so 1st fret of the A, 3rd fret of the D, and we get. Okay, so this is 1 and 2, 3, 4, and then on the and after 4 we play just the open D string. Okay, move back down, so 1st fret D, 3rd fret G, and we get 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Move that whole shape up 2 frets, so 3 on the D, 5 on the G, and we get. So that's 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Okay, then another variation on the riff. Okay, so the G power chord 2 times, and this time we're going to go from the C power chord and hammer on the 3rd finger to the 7th fret of the G. And then we have the 6th fret of the B along with the 5th fret of the G. Then the 5th fret of the D on its own, the G power chord, the C power chord 2 times, then the B flat power chord once on the 3rd fret, and then the open D and G twice. So that'll give you. Okay, so those 2 bars. Okay, we're then going to go. Okay, so this is the 3rd fret of the A string along with the 5th frets of the D and the G. First of all, play the A and the D together, then move down to playing the D and the G together 4 times, and then an open D string to finish off. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay, take that shape, move it up 2 frets, so it's now 5th fret on the A, 7th fret D and G, and we're going to get. So this is a 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and then an open A string on the and after 4. Move up 2 more frets, so now we've got the 7th fret of the 7th fret of the A string and the 9th fret of the D and G, and we're just going to play this twice. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that completes that bar. Then we're going to go. Okay, so this is the same chord as before, and it's 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1. So as you go into the next bar, slide these fingers up to the 10th fret of the A and the 12th fret of the G, of the D, sorry. Okay, and that note, those 2 notes there are the same as those 2 notes there. So that gives you your G power chord up here, and he uses that to bounce back onto the main riff. Okay, so I'll just put all of that final chorus together for you then. So. So that's the first 2 verses and the first 2 choruses then of Money for Nothing. And as I said before, everything else that follows is basically variations on a theme. So it might be good for you to sort of have a listen to it and see if you can figure out the rest of the song for yourself, just using the ideas that we've seen in these verses and these choruses. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.